Well guys, let's go. We have Spell Snare and hopefully it hits something very juicy. Like I'm not checking what it does. All I know is it costs 2 mana and that means it's a target. you know? I think we have double blue, which means we can drop the Verge. I wanted to go for Monument. Obviously you love to mill them when, you can. But also we cannot let anything like this in the board. Nope. Badger free zone. Bro, I swear they just put Badger everywhere and it works. So next turn will be probably Consult. So this is a pretty cool turn, because right now our opponent thinks that we are trying, to counterplay something, but if they play something that is not absolutely game deciding instantly, we can just draw 2 cards. And that will really help us to, fuel the game. Right now we have 3 cards that matter. Rhythm. Guess what the card is? I don't know, it will be one of the 2 drops. Man, isn't it wild? This is always for Badger in every game, every situation, every, scenario. I think we can go for counters. I didn't want to counter on this turn. Maybe we just try to leave with 1 Badger. Is that even possible? Alright, you got your freaking Badger. It's crazy because, guys, you know why this card is played? Because they realized that it's worth paying 4 mana for Badger. I think that if that was 4 mana, it would still be played somewhere. But for 2 mana, it's just absolutely busted. So I think we go Exhale. They will have a lot of mana, but we have a Dragon. So that should help a little bit. So here we pay life as always. This is already incredibly scary board because there's a single 2-drop, but it's not a 2-drop, it's a Badger. It's different card. So normally you ignore 2-drops, but Badger is so powerful that it actually can win them the game. So we are under a ton of pressure. I think this is good enough. We could also just fully counter and draw cards, which is kinda nice. There is a chance we draw removal for Badger. I don't want to play Regent, we need to draw cards with it. If we counter, we don't really do anything in this turn, so I will be a little bit risky here. Obviously our opponent has also 2 mana, because that's how lands work. So I do it mostly to keep drawing cards. And I'm not even sure if we are going for the Monument. In all honesty, I think it's too early for win cons. Like, right now we just need more answers. We're pretty low. It's very interesting that they didn't attack with Starting Town. I'm not sure what to make of this. But we can make sure that this is the board that stays. Which is kinda, insanely important here. We can go Exhale 4 mana. I think we will force... Oh no. Oh no, there are more Badgers, guys. It's kinda crazy because if the second 2-drop drops, we are forced into Sweeper or we lose the game. If I I cannot really counter it unless I go for... Well, you know what? I think we go for it. Because we still have Exhale. So even if they make extra play, I think we can counter it. And 1/1 is nice against this land. See? This is what happens when they have all this mana. They only have this, they can pay 0. What I'm trying to say, they can pay 0, so we don't need to be whole. Don't show your cool dragon unless you have to. Let's hopefully get something done here. We don't really have too many answers right now. Let's play the land that doesn't hurt. Guys, it's actually incredible. Against every normal strategy, this is a free win. Because they only have 2-drop, and 2-drop is not enough to win the game. But it's Badger, and suddenly you're in a world of trouble, both from new spells and also, the board, because it's already a 3-3. I think we go for Regent. We draw cards. We could also bounce the Badger, but that's very risky. I think we try to fix our hand, because right now we don't have answers to, anything. Our opponent, of course, not constrained by the mana, so they can keep drawing Badgers and draw Badgers and draw Badgers, which is basically what they have been doing. Like, this game was literally only playing Badgers. And it feels incredibly strong. The fact that you get 2 different creatures is massive, and I think a lot of players undervalue it. We take 2. We could also draw it. You know what? But I don't really... You know what? No. We can take this damage. We can take this damage. This is very important because this is our weak turn. Right now we want to draw cards. And it's very important that we will. Because I'm trying to draw something like Ultima. Rupture? I mean, it will do. It will actually do. Which means we don't need a creature anymore. We know that we'll sweep everything. They will of course try to tutor Badger, you know. But I think without Badgers in the board, this will be a little bit too expensive for them. At least for the time being. And also, like, see, Strategic Betrayal. Against normal 2-drop, it just kills the 2-drop. Against Badgers, well, it does nothing. Badger survives and you are behind. So this is incredibly big deal. And let's mill our opponent. They will get more rhythms, but I think that's fine. So we prepare the mill. So now every monument is lethal for the rest of the game. And they also lose the whole board. Restoration magic. Because if you know that your Badgers survive, that's all you care about in Magic. I cannot really kill this because that puts me behind. And now they have Badger into Badger into Badger. I honestly think we could upkeep stop, kill Badger, then they get 2 map tokens. I think it's not too bad, it will slow them down. I don't love taking 2 extra damage, but I think it's still worth it. Just to stop the Badger madness. They of course have already 4 rhythms, so they can deal 4 damage guaranteed. I mean, if they hit the right card, but I expect they will. But we can survive this. As long as there are no Badgers. Have you counted how many times I mentioned Badger in this game? Have you noticed that I never mentioned a single other card? Because this is like deck that does nothing except having Badgers and Space Dragons at rhythms. This is the engine that works. It's taken from meta decks. Rest is just, you know, not doing anything. But as long as they have Badgers, the deck will be deadly. Okay, they missed. Let's see if they hit here. They obviously want the damage. So they double missed. That's actually not good for our opponent. Instead of 4 damage, as they expected, it's only 2 damage. And that gives us extra turn. See, without Badgers, suddenly they need to pay mana for their spells, and this sucks. We could go for... I think we stock up, and we see what we get. We could kill 2 cards. I think it's Marang and shoot the Sheriff. Okay, yes, because that means we can kill everything in the board. So we go for this, we need... Man, this tap would nearly destroy our game plan. Because we need double black for this. We go for the elves. We go for Betrayal. We kill the remaining creature and exile every single rhythm. You see how different game is without Badgers? Suddenly, they cannot play their rhythms because it costs mana. Suddenly, they cannot tutor creatures and they just fall off immediately. And, yep, that should be game. Man, we fought through every single Badger. Badger, the game. And man, I think we've got this. With double, I took Marang because we are kinda short on value. With 3 cards you can miss. Oh, suddenly, nothing special happens. We could start finishing them with Marang. And honestly, that should be the play. But we will draw with the other one anyway, so we might start with it. They have no graveyard. I will be risky here. I go this. I want to set up Marang so we can start finishing the game. That will make our opponent not have too many answers. Obviously we don't bounce. Obviously we don't bounce the Mockingbird because then they can copy the Marang. And this is where we absolutely start shining. Let's get the kill. We play the Fountain, not Port, just Fountain. And now we should be able to find all the answers, all the counter spells. Pollinator. I mean, we will definitely check what we have. I mean, removal should do. And let's just get Marang. I think they will try to be aggressive, because otherwise they cannot really win. So I just kill it. We Marang right now. Yeah, this is just the finisher. Single counter spell and we are guaranteed to, you know, survive. Yep, with 3 steps ahead, that's game over. Man, this was honestly pretty darn close. We go for swing, the classic, and we counter whatever they draw. And that should be it. We even have a fish just to block the Doomfish, but it wasn't needed. It was way too powerful. Sure. I counter, draw cards, make Marang. I do everything you cannot. Because you are not a control player. You don't have the cool tools. Yep, exactly. Let's go for the Fountainport. Just to enable 3 steps ahead. I don't think the life total will matter too much. It will matter a little bit. So, you know, a little bit wasteful on me, but I'm trying to go for the bigger picture. Just making sure that we can prevent every single play. Oh wow, guys. I know it's a shocker. They played Badger in a green deck. What? What? Nobody... Man, the crowd is cheering. Nobody expected this type of gameplay. So, obviously, killing Badger is kinda nice. And by the way, guys, I literally had to rework the deck as we play. Do we go for it? This is a really strong card. We could try to remove it. Okay, I'm going full risky mode, guys. Did they play land? Okay, ooh, they played Badger on the last turn. I think they didn't play the land. Oh, countering it feels awful. Oh, I didn't want to do it. I actually did not want to do it. But it's just such a threat and immediate value that I think we have to. We can at least play a tap land here. I don't think we'll go Treasure with Fountainport, which means we can play a tap land. I don't want to shock too much, unless there's a reason for it. So, basically, our opponent is pretty slow on tempo, but they will get a lot of stuff, and we have pretty much a single card that answers anything. So for now, we need to stack a little bit more. I'm trying to, you know, kinda give them bad turns, so we can refill. And by the... Oh, I think I was mentioning it, I'm not sure, because I lost track of what I was saying. Do we go Hex? We could kill it. Or just stock up to stock up. I think we need more cards, man. Like, we absolutely are suffering from not enough threat syndrome. We could just play Marang here. You know what? This is good. Because this answers their elves very well for a single turn. And that gives us a creature. And we don't need the Marang value, because we got stock up from the top. So not only consult from before, but also stock up. Alright, our opponent is going absolute crazy mode. This is why I usually don't play Marang, as you can see, you know, bad things will happen to you very quickly. I think we have to sweep this. Maybe we can find a spot removal, in which case we just kill the Hydra. Okay, that's kinda it. We go Exhale too, we have a dragon. Yep. So basically what I was trying to say, that I had to rework the deck a little bit mid-playing, because it feels that Day of Judgment is just so necessary. Like, you know, 5 mana for a sweeper or 6 mana, it just feels on the draw unplayable. So I switched into Days of Judgment, and also I was using Spell Snares, but as I go I thought that Hex seems more useful usually, because you are always like on the draw against aggro deck that is trying to smork your face. So I think this is all around a little bit better. Ascension is an amazing target. Behold, my cool dragon. You don't have one, huh? You don't have the cool dragon, you have just measly elf. Elves are cool. You know, I have to say, elves are actually cool. Especially the Lorwyn ones, with like Golgari and stuff like this. I wish we had more of this in the meta, but of course, you know, tribe like elf cannot really do anything against those ridiculous decks, you know? So you don't really see it on ladder anymore. But it was really fun deck, I loved it. Let's go Verge. And we definitely go for Consult. Our opponent has 2 turns to play. So they will go for the Hydra on the next turn, and we'll probably have to sweep the board, unless we draw something. We are pretty high on life, as usually. So, you know what, let's just consult and see exactly what we have. I want to know my options for the next turn. Okay, Singularity into Monument, I mean, that's kinda how we win. Should be good enough. We know that we will sweep on the next turn. So 3-6, it doesn't really matter that we play this. So wait, we could just mill the Hydra. you know what, this is not the strategy I wanted. Honestly, I'm not even sure if that's good, because we have a setup that wins. And we know that if they get Hydra, they will play Hydra, so it's actually better game plan. So I think making this play is actually worse than just, you know, getting them, you know? 12 damage at most. Easy. Never tap. Never tap in standard. Every 1-drop can hit you for at least freaking 10 or higher. Sure, buddy. Sure, we will get them anyway. So, this has to be Rupture. See, and this gameplay, Hydra would just be better for us. Do they have priority? Just checking. Nope. So we go for this, we mill, and we say to our opponent, you have single turn to win, they have Basing. Guys, see, this is a great example of where it would be better to give them actually a play they wanted. Because we would not be so low. There is some chance that they can pump the Basing creature, but I think they will lack mana. If they have double Snakeskin Veil, land, and they can activate it, they can actually go up to 4/4 and kill. I don't think this will happen because that would require exactly a perfect draw, and this is not usually the thing. But you can see that we are close to lethal after all of this. Our opponent has 1 turn, they know about it. This also gives information that they have 1 turn. Usually they will expect to have a little bit more time. I don't think they can get to counter, so this will be very close and we will win. But not milling Hydra, giving them it, would be such a superior play. But I thought there would be a comment that I missed it, alright, so I made the play. But it actually would be better to do literally nothing and give them the setup they hoped for, knowing that it doesn't matter. We still won, but it was way closer. We should win this at 14 or something. So yeah, that was a pretty cool game overall. Bro, I swear, this is like the 3rd Scavenger opening I've seen in last 3 games. Like, every single game is just Scavenger trying to hit my face. I guess it's better than Badgers, but we'll see if we get Mana Scroot. If we get Mana Scroot, of course, that seems to be a pretty bad strategy to win the game. I will keep killing stuff, but of course I will fall off in next turn if I don't draw a land. So let's be good at Magic and not get Mana Scroot. In current Standard, if you miss a turn, you usually lose. Because the format is so incredibly fast that missing a turn is basically death. So the only reason we might be in the game is that our opponent also didn't play anything. However, they still scale. So yeah, Battlefront. So now Corpses of the Lost twice is the best, and that's game. I hope you enjoyed this great game of Magic. Well guys, I know it's a shocker, I know, but we are getting hit by a creature. So what our opponent is doing? I think the Kaito is on the table, which will be a very big problem for us. I still think Exhale should be good enough. So I'm not trying to kill the Siren, I think it's just not worth it, because they will follow up with another creature and they will steal Kaito 1 turn later. So, you know, I think that it's not worth to do thing. Do they have it? They unfortunately do. I just don't like the idea of killing single creature, because they will just have more. Obviously, having Kaito against control is always beneficial. You always get ahead with this card. It's literally impossible to not do, because it has hexproof. So on first turn it always hits and always draws you a card, which means it's always 2 for 1. But, you know, that's the type of stuff that you get if you are an aggro player. As a control, you need to work for those extra cards. And we still solved it, and because we use Get Lost not on the Siren, but on Kaito, well, now hopefully they don't have the play. And the Siren will continue until the morale improves. This is not amazing, they will draw some lands, they will get a healthy start. Voice of Victor, definitely a card they absolutely adore. Interesting, I did not expect this in the build. So they stack some counters, we might be forced into a sweeper at some point. And our opponent is literally having uncounterable things. They will drop on the next turn, by the way. So, I think we chill. We will see if they go to combat phase or they try to cast Voice of Victory first. This will be a very interesting choice. Because if they want to Voice of Victory with the village, it's literally all their mana. That means they cannot activate the map, they cannot really do anything else. I think they will go for it, because it's such a juicy play, it guarantees that you are ahead. They took the mana from it. Bro. This is, man, You give all the best tools, everything uncountable to an aggro player, and it still doesn't matter because they will find a way to mess it up. They specifically tapped the land that was against our deck. Like, what are you even doing? What the hell? And they gave us a perfect target. By the way, this is why I switched Snare into Hex. You can instantly see that, well, it makes a difference. Do we kill another creature? I think we chill with this one. This one can stay. Of course, if we had 5 mana, so we can, draw 2 cards, we would probably counter it. But here, I think it's fine. They will get a little bit of value, but not too much. This feels like a very ninjutsu-based deck right now. We chill. I could draw some cards. It's not bad with 3 steps ahead, but I think we have to chill. Okay, here's the Rupture. This is a solid card. So I think they will start with Beaver, just to basically bait a reaction. And I think we'll counter it. Oh my... Bro, how are they having the card that counters our archetype and they are using it so bad that it doesn't... Wait. I don't have the mana. I actually do not have the mana. I don't have double blue. And this is why you can play like this, because if your opponent has anything wrong with their draw, they will still, miss the answers. Oh man. Like, the whole point was that I wanted to... Everything was prepared. Well, here you go. Here you go with your land. I didn't realize that we drew so poorly on the land base. That definitely got us a little bit here. But I think we can still completely salvage it. Yeah, they're overextending as usually. Like, you don't need so many creatures. This deck already gave up the kill pressure very early, and that just gives us a really good target. So now Monument is lethal. Bro, they have a land that literally counters everything, and they're not even using it. Oh boy, it's actually crazy. Imagine land for control that spells your opponent cannot play the next creature spell. Man, everyone would be absolutely mad. But if that happens to control, it's like, oh, it's fine, it's control. You can. I still have hope for a land that is 0 mana, gives 5 colors to instant and sorceries, and says that your opponent cannot play, creatures. And you just say, bro, just play Demolition Fields. Easy. Easy. You just need to draw 1 of 4 lands, because otherwise you cannot play the game. That seems reasonable. So let's see, how will they use their super hard counter to our strategy? Well, they will not use it at all. That's the answer. Flanker, sure. And it's wild, they literally have a card that is for the matchup and they never use it. Not a single time. So they want to exile their own graveyard. Very cool. That's a sneak play. Or slick play, I should say. Let's go with Flanker. But in all honesty, it doesn't matter because they will lose at value at some point. We also have very juicy Fountainport. We could Rupture, but we don't have Monument, so I'm not going for this. Right now we have a great situation. I think this is where they will start using the village, because there's like, come on, like, at this point you have to. You just have to. Like, no. They literally don't use the land that is built for anti-control. They got the card. They still don't use it. Bro, this is a true testament that you can give everything to aggro players and they will find a way to mess it up. This land is such a pain for us, but they are not using it. They're not using it. We got even color screwed, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. So basically we are waiting for now until we hit the Monument, and then we can set up a win in next 2 turns. So for now, oh, they highlighted. Now they realize that this land does something except blue mana thing. Sure, it cannot be countered. Go for it. Sure. So, we could draw some cards here. Seems extremely exciting. Now it's too late because they wasted so much time. We can just start killing those creatures. 1 mana. Man, I'm so happy with the Hex change. And let's go Marang. We just need to keep drawing cards. Cool. Good job. So now we will start digging into our deck. Yeah, now it's... it feels that our opponent is learning what this land does. It honestly feels like it. I'm not going Marang, they will just kill it. We will let them to have a creature. draw cards at the end step, and then Rupture, because this is both a sweeper and a setup. And I think that we should hit Monument soon. Did we miss one? Nope. We have both in the deck still. Okay, they are finally learning. We could counter it, by the way, but I don't really care. That taxes their mana so hard that now it's too late, because now we have removal, there's no board pressure, now we can just kill everything. So we just go Marang, and we'll kill it at the end step. We just need to keep drawing the cards. Land is honestly pretty decent. I like lands. I actually like lands. I don't think we need counter spell. I could use it, but it's just not important. Because they have no pressure on us. Even if they make the board, we'll just sweep it. Okay, I guess we are getting it anyway. So, let's stock up, shall we? Get some answers. Here's the win con. And I think stock up should be okay. So how do we play this turn? That's kinda important. I think we can go for Glen Elendra's answer. And just slow them down. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly how to play this next to be king. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see the play. There's no play, huh? I will just sweep the empty board, I feel. Which means we do nothing. As classic control player. They can get flanker at the end step. Maybe that's the play, but we have shoot the sheriff, so I don't think they can do anything with it. Emilia. Honestly, Monument is close to just lethal by milling 2 cards. So unfortunately our opponent is not cooperating by playing creatures that we can sweep, so we'll just go for Rupture. Even if they... Man, do they play counter spell? What's going on here? This is such a weird build. Okay. As usual, they are not using the tools that they have, because that would mean single card less. We do not behold the dragon. Okay. I don't want them to draw cards or have any, board pressure. Moment they cannot exile their own graveyard, they're just donzo. We play Monument and we win. And even if they can exile graveyard, that means 4 turns of milling manually with Monument, or I think 3 turns because you can still exhaust. They have no haste, which means whatever they will do, it won't hit on this turn. Leonardo, Sewer Samurai, a classic magical hero. The art is kinda cool though. So we play Monument with him. Man, this village actually did not contribute anything to our opponent's gameplay for the whole game. So yeah, we'll take our rightful win, and there it is. So guys, finally Esper Control is back on the channel, and we need to talk about this one because this went through some changes and I think they made the deck way better, but we'll talk about it in a second because for now our absolute legend for today is none other than Papa Ponton. And my friend, I hope you are enjoying Esper. I don't think you got Esper so far, so this one is for you, and really thank you for supporting the channel and absolutely being a bro. And also congratulations on the pre-release on Strixhaven, absolutely impressive. So yeah, nice one. And with that being said, back to the deck, and I had to switch few cards. So originally in some of the games, I think I even included it, we had deadly cover-ups and also spell snares, but it went downhill from there. Like, I had to switch few cards because it feels that having Sweeper for 5 mana, it just feels impossible to play. If you are on the draw, you will just die before that. So I switched all the deadly cover-ups into Day of Judgments. It feels way better. And also snares into Hex because I usually was on the draw with no removal and I just couldn't answer the board. Originally I wanted to skew more against Kavar with like Glen Elendra's answers, Betrayals. I had more of those, but in the end I just tried to survive, you know. So I switched as many cards to removal as I could and sweepers, so they are cheaper, and we still keep the final, you know, play of Rupture into Monument, but we try to survive a little bit better. So I feel that the deck was better since then, and it started performing way better, but I'll tell you guys, honestly, Esper feels more clunky. It just feels like Azorius. If you get Kitsun's technique, Azorius can do the same thing. And you can play Demolition Fields because Cavern is a huge issue for this deck. You cannot really win the long game against a combo deck, which is freaking wild because the whole point of Control is to win the long game, but with Cavern, they have uncounterable spells, and sooner or later they will just win the game by playing a 4-drop. You usually counter it by Demolition Field. It's not perfect, but it has to do. But here with 3 mana colors, it is a little bit sketchy. So in my personal opinion, Azorius just feels cleaner and smoother, and this is probably why you don't really see Esper Control. But the biggest upside is that you can play the Rupture game plan together with like Azorius Control and more removal, and you know, with Hex you get better removal too. And Betrayals also go around cover a little bit, so that helps you to buy time. So guys, that's my honest opinion. I hope you had a lot of fun, and with that being said, thank you to everyone watching and all the patrons that allow us to create those decks every single day. You guessed it. Thank you guys so much that you are sticking with the channel. It warms my heart, and thank you very much for that. And yeah, that's I'm a little bit rambling, so I think this is a sign that I need to, you know, just wrap the video up. Thank you for watching, guys. It means a lot to me, and yeah, see you in the next one.